So real quick, shout out to PrimeXBT, the partners for these streams. You guys know I love PrimeXBT. Great exchange that I personally use to trade. You can trade gold, silver, commodities on there. You can obviously also trade crypto, and you can trade those commodities and equities with crypto as collateral, which is awesome. So if you want to expand your horizons, look at things other than just Bitcoin and stuff, you can do that on Prime while funding your account with crypto. If you use the code MAYNE50, M-A-Y-N-E 50, you get up to $7,000 in deposit bonuses. It's a 7% deposit bonus. Use the link in the description of this video. If you have any questions, of course, shoot me a message. Let me know. We love Prime. Let's just say a quick prayer to our overlords at PrimeXBT. Our Father, who art in leverage heaven, hallowed be thy name, which is Prime. Thy kingdom come, my liquidations will be done on your exchange and no other. Amen. So let's get into the charts. Weekly looks like anus, like real bad. You know, if you go back to previous bear markets, you know, this is what a bear market rally looks like. A lower high, usually into resistance, dump off. Lower high, again, into resistance. This one came just shy, dump off. So the daily actually looked really good back then. And by good, I mean awful. I shorted the shit out of Bitcoin in 2018, and I made a lot of money doing it. And it was pretty straightforward the entire way down, right? So we're clearly in the downtrend after that low breaks. Ultimately, if you don't think we're in a downtrend yet, after this low breaks, we're in a fucking downtrend, right? Just like we are now. So what do you want to do? Rallies are opportunities to get short. Doesn't mean you can't long this move, but you want to get short when that move stalls out. There's a breaker. That was the top of that run. Bearish order block here. Double top into a bearish order block. Sold off. Here's another bearish order block. Rejection, rejection, another bearish order block, rejection, and it just stair-stepped its way down until eventually it finally nuked completely. No different than here. Broke market structure, okay? Bearish order block, rejection. Bearish order block, rejection. Draw this order block out further, rejection. Lower highs and lower lows. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It's a downtrend. So where are we now? Well, it's the same shit. Obviously just happening at much higher prices. Break in market structure, right? Here's your breaker. Rejection. Here's your lower low. This one didn't quite come up to SR there, but it gave you a nice swing failure pattern. Dumped. Again, same thing here. Price floor. Swing failure pattern, dumping off. So this is of no surprise to us. I've been talking about how we're in a downtrend. I've been talking about wanting to be looking for shorts. So hopefully you guys have been playing along with me. I've been making money shorting and longing, but I do think we're at a very critical area. So I posted this chart and I covered it. I covered it in my video that I did. I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday, where all the levels came from. So I drew this out. I explained where we were at the time was here. And I said, listen, this looks like a lower high right here. I said, we're forming a lower high into resistance, and we put in a 3-day swing failure pattern. So I said, I'm not interested in longing here. You had a lot of people longing here. FOMO, they missed this long, which we covered, and they wanted to long here because they're like, okay, I missed the long, but this thing's gonna break out. And I said, no. Mayne said, no, you don't long resistance. No, okay? Because I said, we're in a resistance here. We have high time frame resistance in terms of our weekly order block, right? Which was started here in this previous SR floor. High time frame resistance, we put in this 3-day and weekly swing failure pattern into that high time frame resistance, and our bias is to the downside. When we come up into resistance in a downtrend, you want to be looking for reasons to short. Came up into resistance, had the rejection, sold off, made a lower low. So break in market structure on the 12-hour and the daily. If the daily, I put the daily there, same shit. Pulled back. Where did it pull back into? The daily bearish order block that made the lower low after putting in the swing failure pattern. If I pull my fib from here to here, guess what happens right here? That's going to be your 6.2 to 7.9 retracement right there as well. So all those things were lining up as this being a lower high relative to this one before a sell-off. So that's why I said I'm not interested in longing here. All right, I missed this long, but I'm not going to long resistance here. This seemed like a lower high to me. I posted it on Twitter. I talked about it on the video. I said I'm happy to long higher, right? Because if I know that I'm going to get a 10% move to the upside, I don't care about missing from here to here. I don't care. If I can catch the meat of the move, I don't give a shit. So I wanted to wait and see if the bulls were able to reclaim the yearly open, the high time frame mid-range, and that base of that weekly order block. That's that kind of SR cluster, those 3 levels in there. I said, let's see if we can get above there. If we can get above there, invalidate the SFP, then I'm absolutely gonna long this thing towards 50K. But for now, it looks like it wants to go lower. So if you didn't short here, I said the next short trigger is gonna be a break of this level, a pullback, and then it's gonna move down. And you can see if I move my little thing here, it's exactly what you got. You had a breakdown, this is your pullback, right? And then another leg down. Can this thing go up and then go down more? Sure, absolutely. Anything can fucking happen. But the bearish trigger from here played out, and then the bearish trigger from here also played out, which gives me confidence that, you know, indeed the bears are still in control. However, I'm interested in shaving off any sort of short exposure. If you're short, personally, if I'm short here, I'm shaving exposure off here, and I'll tell you why. But hopefully all of this makes sense. This plan was laid out in Wednesday's or Tuesday's stream. It might have been Wednesday, and I uploaded the video Thursday. I don't know, but it's on there, and we talked about all of this shit playing out. Now, why am I interested in shaving off my short exposure here? Because I think we're in a very critical area on Bitcoin here. Basically, what I'm looking at here, if you zoom out, this key SR level here that I drew out effectively is the area I put it at 40K on Twitter, but you can use this level as well because we're talking high time frame now. The weekly looks like this is a lower high, and it just wants to puke lower. And again, I do not think you bid 28K. Think of all the stops resting below these lows here, right? All the people have been long all the way up here where their invalidation on longs is down here. And look at how many times this level has been tested already, right? Multiple attempts, multiple attempts. If we come down here, I think it gives a weak bounce because everyone is gonna long it, and then I think it pukes another few $1,000s lower. I do not think you long 28K at all. I think a smarter move would not be to long this. It would be to wait for this level to break, right? And then long a reclaim. That I'm interested in. I'm not interested in longing the first touch of this level. It might give a bounce, but I do not think it's gonna do this. I think it's much more likely that it pukes this level, goes lower, and then if we do reclaim it, that's your long opportunity. And now you have your risk defined as the price action that occurred below the level. That's your risk. That's your deviation, and then you get in on the reclaim. But the reason I like this area as a potential area for the bounce to form is a few reasons, okay? We basically have this SR here that is super key, right? It capped the market here. Soon as we got above it, we made an all-time high. Resistance. Soon as we got above it, big move up. Support, big move up. And now we're retesting it. We broke below, but we're attempting to reclaim it. So ideally for the bulls, you want this to be the deviation. Just like I explained down here, right? You don't buy the first test. I think the first test pukes, but then you want to buy the reclaim. That's exactly what I think could happen here. That's what I'm watching for right now, is some sort of reclaim of this. Invalidation is below this low, and we need a hold here. And if we can do that, I think there's a good chance that we come up and test this level more deeply. Okay, the yearly open is in here at like 46 something. That and then 50K being your big round number. So if this retest can hold, I'd be interested in longing up into here. On a lower time frame, so there's that level. Okay, on a lower time frame, you zoom in, you have your yearly open here. You have that big round number at 50 up here. There's your 50. There's your yearly open that's been untested. So to me, this fib is just this low to that high. If we're gonna put in a higher low and we're gonna reclaim this level, if we're gonna put in a higher low, right, for another leg up, this is where it happens. You have that sweet spot pullback, the 62 to 79 on the fib. You have that key SR level. And what do you have form right at that SR? You have a nice daily breaker, daily order block here. You have demand. So to me, this is it. This is the last chance for the bulls to save us from dropping another 10 to 15% into the low 30,000s, in my opinion. I'm not interested in bidding down here. Like, I think if we get back down to these lows and the summer lows, like I said, I think we go lower, and then I'd be interested in getting in on a reclaim. So to me, the risk reward here is actually skewed towards the long side, because I do think if we're able to hold this area, I do think the upside is as high as 50, maybe even higher. So that gives me a nice risk reward to get involved in at, right? This is just entering on the daily. Obviously, we can enter on a lower time frame and get a tighter risk reward, a tighter entry by using a low time frame trigger. But just on the daily, you can get a 2R with a very loose stop and an entry around here. You could argue having a stop closer, but the way that I would likely trade this, the way that I plan on trading this is here's my daily order block. What are the tenets of an order block, right? Go watch the order block video, but a quick summary. Down candle before an up move, right? That broke market structure, near key SR. Wait for the pullback. That's when you get involved. So you could enter this as a daily order block. Stop here, enter right now, target 50. That's a 5-hour trade if it plays out. Or you do what I've taught you in countless videos is now we zoom in and we say, okay, I want to be bullish in this area. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for reasons to get bullish. What does that look like? Maybe there's our key SR level here. Maybe it's a reclaim of this. Now my stop is below this consolidation because this becomes my deviation. Now I'm long here, targeting at least into these highs. At least. Maybe something like that. Maybe we make another puke lower. And then we reclaim a low. Low, lower low, higher low. These are the types of things I'm going to be looking for on an intraday basis within this gray box, which is where I want to be bullish, to get in a long, targeting at the very least here, and hopefully as high as the yearly open and maybe even 50K. But I need to see bullish price action form on the low time frame, right? If this just bear flags here and then breaks down again, it's not going to look super promising. And that's basically what's been happening this entire way down, right? We've just had bear flag here, right? Your bear flag, breakdown. Could this just be another bear flag and then breakdown? And then on the higher time frames, it's been doing the same kind of fucking thing. This has been a very controlled sell-off. Ideally, for a bottom to form, I want to see a really fast move and then a V and then a consolidation. What we've seen since the top here is a sell-off, consolidate, sell-off, consolidate, sell-off, consolidate, sell-off. I don't love that. I don't want to see that. I want to see something more like this. Extremely hard sell-off, big bounce, and then a consolidation. Extremely hard sell-off, bounce, and then consolidate. I don't want to see this structured selling all the way because that tells me that the low is not in yet. Personally, I want to see a fast move into the lows. So whether we're putting in the low here, I don't know for sure, but this is an area based on what I just explained on where I'm interested in looking for reasons to get bullish. I really want to see us get above 39 to 40K and hold that. You could say this is your head and shoulders meme. Okay, low, lower low, higher low, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. A head and shoulders is nothing without contacts. If you have key SR and you see this, people like to say it's head and shoulders. Well, to me, this is just SR that we went below and then reclaimed. That's all it is, right? Patterns are just a way for people to explain market structure. When you have a falling wedge, what do you have? Well, you have a downtrend. And then what is the trigger on a falling wedge? Oh, well, it breaks out of the wedge. Well, what have you done? You've made a higher high. And where does your risk go? Below the swing low that made the higher high. It's just market structure. But if you understand market structure, you don't need to try and assign a pattern to it. Be like, is this a bear flag? Is this a falling wedge? Is this a head and shoulders? Who gives a fuck? We have key SR, we have our demand, and we have a reason to potentially look for longs in here. So now I'm going to wait for confirmation on the low time frames. I'm also going to be watching the macro environment. Equities opened with a gap down. Is Russia to Ukraine going to go to war? What's the dollar doing? What's gold doing? What's oil doing? You can look at all those things as well and say, okay, well, if oil and gold are ripping, the dollar is ripping, and Russia invades Ukraine, you probably don't want to be a buyer. So the thing that adds risk to this current environment is the macro headwinds right now are very strong, and it makes me less confident in just buying technical support. If Russia decides that like they're gonna drop a bomb on Ukraine, it doesn't matter if I have a daily fucking order block there, right? That's gonna get nuked just like Ukraine is. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying Ukraine is gonna get nuked, but you get my point, right? So you have to be aware of these things for sure, especially right now. But this is an area where I'm interested in looking to be bullish because to me, if we get below here, if we're trading below 37,000, like if we lose this low right here and we start trading below here, I think we go much lower. Much lower. Just to the summer lows is 20%. And if we extend beyond to like 25K, that's a 30% move to the downside. So again, I don't need to short right here if the potential outcome of us dropping is down here. I can wait for us to lose the structure here and then get short. It's the exact same reason, right, why I explained not needing to long here. If we're gonna make a 10% move to the upside, I'm gonna wait for confirmation as opposed to longing into resistance, hoping it breaks. That's the exact same logic, but the reverse of it that I'm using here. Rather than short here, I'll either wait for us to lose this structure. This is my key structural low that I'm watching here, around 37,000. If we lose that, I'm getting short, targeting 30K at least. Or I'll wait for some sort of bounce, and then if we start rejecting, right, and if it starts looking like we're putting in a lower high, then I'll get short up here, right? Just like this kind of a move. But I'm not gonna short right here. I'm gonna be tentatively bullish and looking for longs. If we lose this low, I think we puke. If we bounce from here but start rejecting here, I'm gonna look for shorts. So that's kind of my plan for Bitcoin. Hopefully that all makes sense, but this is an area where if we're gonna put in a higher low and we're gonna see another leg to the upside and we're not just gonna roll over and absolutely die, I think it happens from here. Otherwise, I'm targeting down and below these lows, not buying this, would rather wait for it to puke and then reclaim before I'm interested in getting in a long down there. There's just a lot of uncertainty right now, so buying this support could be scary. The pure TA setup right now is stop here, you just start buying, target up here. Or stop down here, more loose, right? This is like a 5R trade. This would be like a 2R trade, but that's a more loose stop, obviously. You're definitely wrong down there, obviously. But that is the technical setup. And again, I'm gonna wait for the low time frame to give me some clues. You could start averaging in here if you want, but what if we come lower before going up again? Are you okay holding in this drawdown? That's a decision you have to make, but I'm gonna wait for the low time frame for some sort of PA that I can get bullish on, maybe a reclaim of this level, maybe some PA down here. It's the week just started, so I'm gonna give it some time. I'm not in a rush. I got a couple of fills, very small size down here, because I am willing to hold them lower and add down, but in terms of like a large margin position, I'm gonna wait and see how price reacts here a little bit before I just start piling in huge size, because we are in a downtrend. So could this be the point where we get a big old bounce and reversal? Hopefully. Everything's better when price is going up. We all know this, but I am prepared for more downside, absolutely. And if we bounce and get any sort of weakness on the bounce, I'm shorting the shit out of it. And if we lose this low, I'm shorting the shit out of it. But yeah, I mean, we could see something as simple as this. This is our new low. If we do this, that is a short targeting lower, right? So if we come and reclaim this previous low and then fail back below it, that's a short. A perfect example of this is Ethereum right here. Broke below the low, came back above it. We broke below the low, traded back above it, then got back below, sold off again. You could have played the same idea here. It didn't happen. It didn't get that high. But that's a very easy way to play continuation. So again, on Ethereum, we come up over here over the next few days and then get back below, you short that. This setup is what this would be. So that could be something to watch on Bitcoin here. Move back up above there, just get above 40, but then back below, you short that. But for now, I need to see a little more. I need to see a little more. I hope my plan is clear. To me, it's logical, but again, TA is great, but if something crazy happens in the world, who fucking knows? But if a higher low is gonna form, in my opinion, this is where it needs to happen. I could be completely wrong, right? We could do this, and then this, and then I'm fucking completely wrong other than my idea of having a stop down here. Maybe we fucking run this low and then go like this. Then all of everything I said here is wrong, right? But if we go below this low and then I'm wrong, but then we reclaim this low, I'm gonna get long, and I'm fine being stopped out and getting long again. I have no issue being wrong. I have no issue having an idea and having it not work out. And to me, that's the sign of a experienced trader. Anyone you see on Twitter whose entire feed is just them being like, I'm always right, I told you so, I never get anything wrong. A, they're a douchebag, and B, they're not like a real trader. Real traders realize that within your system, it allows for losses. Multiple losses, consecutive losses. That's part of the game. If you knew exactly what was going to happen every time, you would not be posting on Twitter. You would be the richest person ever. You'd be selling that system to some fucking hedge fund for hundreds of millions of dollars, right? You wouldn't be posting on Twitter. But what most people do is it's like Instagram, right? Instagram is like the highlight reel of someone's life. So you see someone on Instagram and you're getting jealous. You're like, fuck, now they're on a boat. Now they're golfing. Now they're snowboarding. Now they're hanging with babes. Like, this guy's living the dream, not realizing that that's like 4 images from the last month when all the other days of the month they were at their their day job. They were sitting in bed, fucking jerking off, doing shit fuck all. It's just the highlight reel. And a lot of people's Twitter is like the highlight reel of their trading, right? They're good calls, they're retweeting, they're posting. Bad calls, they're either getting buried or they're getting deleted. I don't give a shit if I get shit wrong. I leave the tweets up. I don't give a fuck. Right? Because I know what I'm doing. So if I gets it wrong, I was just wrong. Maybe my analysis was wrong. Maybe I made a mistake, but I move on and I know there will be another trade where I can make that money back and then some. So we'll see. This is my plan for now. And hopefully it's fucking clear to you guys, okay? So let's talk about Ethereum here. We had the exact same kind of plan laid out on Ethereum, right? We had our high time frame bearish order block. So why is this a bearish order block? Up candle before a down move that broke market structure. So our first plan is when we come back into this level, we're looking to sell it. And you could have just sold it immediately. Stop here. Target new low. That would have given you a 2R. But our goal is to look for shorts on that pullback, right? That's a bearish order block, high time frame. So what I did is I drew out the order block. And then I also drew out this 3150 level, which happened to be the open of the order block. But if you look on Ethereum, 3150 is a pretty key level, just like 40,000 was on Bitcoin, right? Once we broke below, we sold off. Got back above, we rallied. Support broke down. Now we're retesting as resistance. So I had this as a key level. It also lined up nicely with our order block. It was the open, basically bang on. The open of the candle is 3150.20. So I had that as our key level, and it was the exact same plan as on Bitcoin. I said, I'm not longing here. I didn't long this because I was drinking at the Sports Illustrated party in Los Angeles with a bunch of models, except for it was all dudes at my table. Typical crypto things. But I didn't long here, but we came up into resistance. And what happened here? This was the time to be bullish. We come up into resistance into a bearish order block in a downtrend. We need to be looking for reasons to be bearish here, not bullish. And naturally, we have a nice big pump here into a daily bearish order block, into that key SR level, perfect top, sold off hard, made a new low. So I drew this out in the last stream. I said, I'm not longing here. If we can reclaim 3150 and reclaim this, I think we trade at least to 34. And then my next target was like up here around 36, 37. So I said, I have no problem missing this first little bit of the move if that means that we're going to go much higher. But I said, for now, we're into this resistance. And look what happened. Perfect lower high. So you have your 3-day bearish order block. Within that, you have a 12-hour bearish order block. Perfect breakdown. Broke market structure. Retest. Boom. This was a beautiful setup if you took it. I didn't because I was drunk. Just into this low, it's a 2R. Into the next low, almost 5R. So that was a perfect short setup that I shared in the last stream. And I said, if we don't get above here, I think we're going down towards as low as 2,400 and maybe even down into this low. Very similar to Bitcoin now. We're coming into an area of key SR for Ethereum here. We have this key SR right around 2,700 here. Just like on Bitcoin, I drew out that level. Look at this level on Ethereum, right? This is resistance here. Resistance, broke through, rallied. Came back, retest, rallied. Broke below, now we're trying to reclaim it. So it's the exact same logic as what I explained on Bitcoin. We're looking at this saying, okay, if this thing is gonna put in a higher low, right? If this ride is not over quite yet, we're at our OTE of this range. Okay, we're at the OTE of this range. We just came in and tapped the 0.62. What do we have here? We've got a daily bullish order block that we're trading into right now. At that key SR level, we're at that level right now. So that's the key level that I'm watching. I want to see this area, to be honest with you, hold on Ethereum. Can we extend a little bit lower? Sure. Maybe we'll extend down to here. Maybe you like this level better. But basically, I want to see this area here hold. I don't want to see us go lower than here, and I really want to see us get back above 2,700 and hold. That's the key area. Why is it so key? Well, look where this new bearish order block just formed, right at 2,700. So if we're able to get back above here, that's when I think it's okay, long your longs for these highs and potentially as high as like 3,700, right? Up into here. This is our immediate resistance that needs to be flipped for me to get bullish. We have reasons to be long here. You've got your order block, you've got your key SR, You've got your fib support. We've got the same shit playing out on Bitcoin. So this is where I want to see the low form on Ethereum. You can look for low time frame triggers here to get long, or you can wait for us to reclaim 2700 and ultimately this order block and then get long. That would be the long scenario. This would be the long scenario, right? Maybe this is the low. If we come up like this, stop here, or you could find a tighter stop on the lower time frame, target in a year at the very least. That's a nice trade right there. Something like that. Or you're longing now and you're getting in early and you're anticipating that this is going to happen. Or maybe you've zoomed in and you're saying, okay, on the hourly, we just had a break below the low and then a move up. So now if we reclaim this high, you could long something like this. This would be like a little reaccumulation play, right? Broke the low, back in the range, above the range high. Now your stop is here and your entry is here. The risk that I think we run on Ethereum right now, I like how this is moving. It's come into the area. You got a little SFP kind of action here. But this is that 2700 level that's key. That also happens to be this previous price floor. So the short scenario is if we do one of these, like I explained. If we come up here and then break back below this 2700 area, then you're shorting this thing. But for now, we're into high time frame support. This is an area where I want to be looking for reasons to get long. So I'm going to be watching price action here. If we deviate this level, so get above and then back below, I'm shorting it. Otherwise, I'm looking for reasons to get long, and I would love for us to claim this level as support, and then I could long some sort of pullback and target up towards 3150, 3200 again. So hopefully that's pretty clear. Just like Bitcoin, right? We're into the area where I want us to be bullish. We're into the area where I want us to be bullish. So now I'm going to be monitoring the low time frames for bullish triggers to get involved in longs. We have clear areas of resistance. If we come up into here and we fail to hold that level, I'm shorting. Exact same plan on Ethereum, right? If we come up into this previous low here, fail to hold it, I'm shorting. If we're able to reclaim this, I'm longing towards much higher, towards 32 at least. Same as on Bitcoin. If we're able to reclaim this 40K level, I'm interested in being long towards at least here and ideally as high as 50K. I'm raising the roof, right? That's what we're praying for. We're praying to the ghosts of Bogdanov's past to please fucking pump it, because I don't want us to die quite yet. Up only is a lie. We're gonna make it is a lie, unfortunately, right? It's fun to say. We don't always go up only. We actually go down only a lot of times too, and most people aren't gonna make it. I'm telling you right now, you not gonna make it, bro. Not great. Not great. Trudeau's gonna confiscate all my Bitcoins. I'd like to see him try, that fucking son of a bitch. I'm very tasty. I feel like they want to eat me. Only one way to cure that. Your boy? Fucking sniper. I am not a politician. I am just here to try and make a couple shekels, make a couple bucks so I can buy an island and fuck off. Shekels, you, bro. Shekels are the opposite of you. We love shekels and just fucking flexing. People will keep saying that we're in a bull market all the way to fucking zero. Go type in on Twitter, Moon Carl buy the dip, and plot the tweets over the last few months. He's been telling you to buy the dip all the way down because Moon Carl doesn't make money from trading. He makes money from referrals, ads, and from YouTube and shit. Oh, what's the next altcoin that's gonna 100x while his altcoin is down 90%? Casta. Let's look at Casta. Let's look at Moon Carl's coin. Oh wait, you can't, because it's so shit. It's not even on TradingView. Moon Carl, you fucking moon-faced bitch. Fuck you. I'm feeling kind of good right now. I'm gonna get a beer. Give me a second. The sun is out. It makes me want to drink. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm an alcoholic. This is an experience. It's not a stream. This is so much more than a stream. We're like a family. And I'm like the drunk, abusive dad that puts food on the table, but also gets drunk and beats you. But I'm also there for you. But very abusive. God, I'm stupid. My neck looks fucking thick as shit though. I'm au natural, baby. Interested in how you hold your stables. Nice try, IRS. I'll never tell. Who fucking pissed in your fucking cereal? I don't get it. Why are you so upset, bro? Why are you so mad? Shut the fuck up. I do not care. Like, Jesus Christ, get a life. I'm talking to you, you fucking whiny bitches. I don't know what the fuck you're screaming at me for, dude. Jesus Christ, this guy says jizz. I'm pretty sure that's not a coin. Ugh, fuck. So clearly I am the fucking market maker. Jesus, I'm so sorry. That was gross. So much like your penis, this very small. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I keep chugging these ciders and it's making me burpy. Crazy bullish, he says. This is crazy bullshit. And we're seeing a bouncy bounce. Bounce that ass, bitch.